What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and free agency is officially here. It's technically officially here, not sort of officially here. That is the weird place we are in, where we find ourselves today. They were putting this together Monday, March 14th, 2022. We'll have updates throughout the week for you here on the Blogging the Boys YouTube channel concerning free agency and the Dallas Cowboys, so please do subscribe to our channel. We'll also have a live stream on Tuesday. We got a lot of stuff planned. Again, it's a busy week. So you're aware, the NFL's legal tampering period, legally tampering, kind of an oxymoron, did officially begin on Monday, which means that teams and players can agree to deals like we've talked about before 1,000 times. Nothing can become official. The proverbial pen cannot meet the proverbial dotted line until Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, Central time. Goodness gracious, time zones, spring forward, it's all a mess in my mind. 4 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, March 16th is when proverbial pens can meet proverbial dotted lines. Until then, everything is just an agreed-to situation. The Dallas Cowboys do have some things for us to pay attention to, things to take note of, and we start with the most important one. On Monday, the Dallas Cowboys negotiated a new deal with DeMarcus Lawrence. All right, new deal, baby. This is fantastic. This is great news. We're going to start off on a very positive note. I know there's been a lot of not positive things to talk about or to celebrate this offseason. Obviously, Amari Cooper traded over the weekend, but this is big. I know that DeMarcus Lawrence has his haters. I don't get it. I don't understand. I know you're focused on sacks. He is one of the very best edge players in the NFL. Put some respect on his name. DeMarcus Lawrence not going anywhere. There was some talk that he might have been a cap casualty. The Cowboys did want to create some salary cap space. A lot of people thought he might get cut, etc. It's been a long few weeks on the DeMarcus Lawrence front, but that is not happening. Tweet from friend of the show, Jane Slater. There is a voidable year for DeMarcus Lawrence. His cap number for 2022, goodness, I was going to say for 14. 14 was 8 years ago. Great season for the Cowboys. That was actually DeMarcus Lawrence's rookie year. Look at that, full circle. His cap number for this season, $14 million. What does that mean? It was $27 million. That's right. This new deal that the Dallas Cowboys have negotiated with DeMarcus Lawrence saves them $13 million in salary cap space right now. That is huge. That is massive. We know the Cowboys love their precious salary cap space, and they obviously have a lot of decisions to make. They have a lot of players they want to bring back, a lot of guys. Randy Gregory hanging in the balance at the time of this video. Think about it. Jaron Kearse hanging in the balance at the time of this video. There are some things the Cowboys are going to have to do if they want to get a long-term deal done with Dalton Schultz as a different example. If they want to pursue any outside free agents, I know there's a lot of names probably on the tip of your brain, Bobby Wagner, whatever the case may be. Cowboys needed some breathing room to accomplish that. DeMarcus Lawrence gave them a lot on Monday. The full value of the contract, NFL Network's Tom Pelissero did have it. It is a 3-year, $40 million deal with $30 million guaranteed, which will keep DeMarcus Lawrence around. Very, very cool, very interesting piece of trivia here, I guess. Maybe be a trivia question. Maybe someday you're at, I don't know, pub trivia, whatever the case may be. DeMarcus Lawrence will become the first defensive end in NFL history to have shout out Monica Geller, 7 straight seasons of his contract fully guaranteed. A big reason for that, you will recall, is the franchise tag that he was on a couple of years ago when the Cowboys were in the middle of contract negotiations with him. That's kind of what started this whole sort of sequence and process. But congratulations to DeMarcus Lawrence. Great job by the Dallas Cowboys to get this done. Again, we don't know exactly what the Cowboys are planning. It's difficult. It's difficult to sit here and say the Cowboys deserve an A+, but they don't deserve an F. I mean, this was a very, very, very good move. They do deserve a huge round of applause for getting this done. This is the type of creative thing, when you look at the New Orleans Saints, and right now, these days, this week, this particular day, you look at the Green Bay Packers or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you say, how do they do it? How do they always have, how they bringing all these guys, keeping all these guys around? They're signing players, massive amounts of dollars, millions and millions and millions. How can they do that? How can they stay under the salary cap? Well, this is one of those things. There are creative triggers and, extensions and conversions that you can do. It's really nice to see the Cowboys do that. This is supposed to be a season where they're going to go a little bit more, all in's not the right verbiage, but this is supposed to be a season where they have success. So it's nice to see them position themselves to be able to do that. DeMarcus, that is, not the only Dallas Cowboy to return to the team on Monday. I say return. He was under contract, but again, it was a little bit in jeopardy. At least it felt that way. But somebody who is returning, somebody who was a free agent. In fact, this was the first piece of news on Monday. The Dallas Cowboys long snapper not going anywhere. All the Jake McQuaide stands, raise your hands up. All right, Jake McQuaide came in because the Cowboys didn't want LP Ladouceur to pass Jason Witten for most games played by a Dallas Cowboy. That was never proven. That was just something that people said. But Jake McQuaide did come in last year, obviously a John Fossil guy. We know how much John Fossil loves his guys, although they did move on from Greg Zuerlein prior to last weekend. Bet minimum, 1-year deal. Literally, this was the first move, if you want to call it that the Cowboys made in free agency, and it was literally the least amount of money possible that you can pay. So kind of poetic in that sense. But the Cowboys do have their long snapper back in the fold for the 2022 season. We will see who the other specialists are. The other two still have to be determined. Like I said, the Cowboys did cut Greg Zuerlein on Friday, so they do need a new kicker. Brian Anger, the Pro Bowl punter, is technically, again, I'm going to say this phrase a lot this week, so apologies, but it's that time of year where you got to be honest. At the time of this recording, I'm putting this together about 6:30 Central Time on Monday, just for full context here. Obviously, you'll see the time it's published on YouTube, but at the time of this recording, Brian Anger does not have a new team, but it's heavily believed that he's going to be punting elsewhere in 2022, which would mean the Cowboys are going to have two new specialists to go along in the room with Jake McQuaide. So we'll see which toes are meeting the ball for the Cowboys this season, but they will be catching it from Jake McQuaide. So that's two players returning to the Cowboys. One was kind of already there in DeMarcus Lawrence. We did find out on Monday the first blood to be drawn, first Cowboy to leave for greener pastures, and that is Cedric Wilson, the wide receiver who the Dallas Cowboys drafted in 2018, not named Michael Gallup, who got the long-term deal that we talked about on Sunday. Cedric Wilson is headed to the Miami Dolphins. New head coach down there, Mike McDaniel, knows how to use players in a very creative way. Cedric Wilson, we've seen with the Cowboys, kind of a versatile guy, somebody who has a very unique skill set, and so somebody who I imagine will thrive and flourish to a certain degree under Mike McDaniel. There was some chatter, I believe it was ESPN's Todd Archer in a write-up a few weeks ago, said that the word around the NFL Combine was that people viewed Cedric Wilson as this offseason's Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne signed a deal with the New England Patriots last year, but did come from Mike McDaniel's offense in San Francisco. So you can kind of see how, if you do believe that he has some similar traits to Kendrick Bourne, maybe that's what Mike McDaniel sees. Who knows? But the deal for Cedric Wilson in Miami, it is a 3-year, $22.8 million deal. That was never something the Cowboys were going to pay Cedric specifically, a little bit out of their price range, but that's just kind of the way things go at this time of year. For what it's worth, the Dolphins also, not that we're here to talk about them, but they did sign Teddy Bridgewater, quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, on Monday, or agree to terms with Teddy Bridgewater. So we'll see who Cedric's quarterback is. Obviously a drop-off from Dak Prescott, but we wish him the best. Certainly rooting for Cedric. Been awesome for the Cowboys. Was a really good guy last year. You might have forgotten he actually gave up the number 11 so that Micah Parsons could wear it. He had worn that number after wearing 16. Cedric, the rare player who wore 3 different jersey numbers with the Dallas Cowboys. So good luck in Miami, Cedric. We'll wish you well. Maybe we'll see you in the Super Bowl. Who knows? Things can get kind of crazy, certainly in the NFL. But that about does it for Monday's action. Again, at the time of this recording, I got to go eat dinner, so it's who knows what's going to happen. I'm having salmon burgers in case you're curious. Nobody asked, would ever hurt my feelings. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll have updates for you throughout the week. We also have a lot of podcasts coming out, so make sure you subscribe right here to the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel. Subscribe to our podcast network. We are available on all major podcast platforms. Leave a rating, write a review. Those things help us out. My name is RJ Ochoa. You can comment here. We can have some conversations, discussions, whatever. You can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa. My DMs are open. If email is more your thing, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com. I was fighting off a sneeze through all of that, so congratulations to me. I am awesome. All right. That coffee's good. So before the sneeze finally gets here, just got to get out of here now. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.